Come on in. Come on in. Come on in. Not come on in. Not come. Sorry, y'all. Y'all know I'm weird. Whatever.
Hey everybody, what's up? It's your girl BondyBlue. So let's go ahead. Let's go ahead. Hey everybody, what's up? It's your girl BondyBlue. Okay, follow me on Instagram and let's get into the video. Right?
Come on in. Hey everybody, what's up? It's your girl BondyBlue, and I am back for another Ratchet reality. We are going to start the live today talking about after happily ever after. I cannot get my words right, Lord. Okay, so we're gonna start off there, and then we're going to go ahead and end with Love and Hip Hop Atlanta, which reminds me, after we finish talking about after happily ever after, I need to go ahead and get me a graphic of the reunion look, girl, because I have no idea what anybody was wearing. I was like, is it futuristic ghetto? Like, what is it? I don't know. I just know it was all very confusing looking at it on stage. Mosh posh of glitter, different colors, hard hairstyles. Like, just it was a lot going on. So I'm definitely gonna have to try to find like a Love and Hip Hop Atlanta reunion looks situation, girl. Cause girl, they looked it like a mess. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna pull it up on YouTube at some point. But anyway, hi everybody. Thank you so much, D, for becoming a member. It is greatly appreciated. Remember, you guys, there aren't many lives that are, available to everybody anymore. Yesterday, if you are a member, you should be able to check on the community pages for Patreon, for YouTube, and also for the BondyBlue Show.com. If you go to the forum in the general discussion, there will be a pinned link to the last live that I did. It was a BondyBlue show. It was a members only live, as well as my Love and Marriage Huntsville. And I also talked about Mark's interview with Terrence and Scotty and Josiah. Because, girl, the misogyny. Thank y'all. I'm seeing that y'all are saying thank you for my loss. Thank you so much. It's Olivia is just running around the house. It's definitely like one of the hardest things I've ever had to do in my life. I had to put my dog down last night, y'all. My dog Barack. I've had Barack for 13 years. He actually turned 14 probably sometime this month, because I had him when he was like 4 months old. Is when I got him, and that was early 2009. So I've had Barack since before my dad even died. So him finally passing away yesterday, if y'all were in my members only live, y'all know that he was in pain. So he was barking a lot throughout the live, and it was so hard for me. And we were supposed to be waiting until Monday, and I just could not take it. I couldn't take him being in pain like that. I thought the pain meds would be able to keep him comfortable, but it wasn't good enough. So we ended up taking him to an emergency med vet place and having him put to sleep last night. And we're just waiting on his ashes to be done so we can pick them up. But yeah, definitely like really hard for me and Lyric. That was my baby. And now Olivia and Juvie are having to get acclimated to being around each other. And Olivia is old and mean and wants to be left alone mostly. Hey, Liv. Hey, Liv. Come on. Say hey, everybody. Say hey, everybody. Oh. So she normally would spend a lot of time with Barack. Like, so last night when we got home, I washed her, and she's been sleeping in a room with us just so she can get reacclimated. But child, her and Juvie was fighting, and she bit Juvie, and finally broke his skin. Child, little mean little thing. You're a mean little thing. Little piss yourself. But so yeah, we just trying to get reacclimated to Nova Rock and Olivia kind of having to be just a little bit on her own without her old partner, huh? So I got dog hair all over me, child. She done been sitting in my lap all day. Olivia, she is, child. She bit you yet last night. It was just, it was a little nick. But I was like, if you're gonna keep biting him like that, like, we're not gonna let y'all play. You know what I'm saying? Because he won't stop. Juvie don't care. He was bitten and was like, and I'm still trying to play. Like, I was trying to keep him separate earlier, child. It is not working. So it's like one person got to be in a kennel. She's still not comfortable being in the garage without Barack. So she cries every time. So it's kind of like, you do a little bit better in the kennel. So we're gonna let you be in the kennel and let her just figure her way out. But she usually likes being in the in our closet for some reason. But yeah, y'all, people who have, dogs and, pets in general, y'all get it. It really is like losing a family member, especially if you've had one for so long. You know what I'm saying? And, Barack knew. Barack was like, aware and awake. He couldn't really move much, but he was awake and aware, of what was, to me, what was going on. Because my mom made us FaceTime him, FaceTime her while, right before we put him down. And he put his head up and he was looking at the phone. He heard her, you know. He was a great comfort to her right when my dad passed away. Um, because I left him there with her, and that was her only little company right after my dad passed away. So they have their own little relationship. So she was really hurt. It's just a lot. But these things happen. The doctor said he lived long to be his size. Dogs Barack's size usually don't live as long as he did. So he had a really good life. Um, but that was my partner, bro. I had that dog since I was like 19 years old. So I'm just trying to I'm trying to like get myself together. But I do want to get into after happily ever after. Thank y'all so much for the condolences. Thank y'all so much for the well wishes. I appreciate it greatly. Now let's go ahead and get into after heavenly. Child, I keep wanting to say after heavenly after after happily ever after. Get your words together. Okay, so this episode was really good, y'all, because Ian Van Zant was there. Okay, and whenever Ian Van Zant shows up, there's about to be some healing taking place. Okay, because she will not let you boo, not on her watch. Okay, so Iyanla had to take Hugo to the side because he was getting really emotional. Y'all know he picked Gary, the comedian, for his ex-wife Amarachi, thinking that she would not be attracted to him. But Gary is funny and personable, and she's actually grown to like him a lot. And the more she's grown to like him and kiss him and spend time with him, Hugo has gotten more and more and more upset. And his ego was severely bruised. So Iyanla had to take him outside so that he could gather his ego, because that had no place in the environment in which they were about to heal. Okay? So she explains to everybody once they rejoin the group that she wanted to give him some, give him the dignity of allowing him to, completely let it all out, if that's what he needed to do, and keep his, his dignity intact. And a lot of men don't like to burst into ugly cry tears in front of everybody, especially not on national television. And Iyanla is good for trying to protect people from that happening. If she can tell, it makes them feel extremely uncomfortable. Okay. So when she comes back inside, she lets everybody know if at any moment anybody else had that reaction, she would do the same for them. Okay. So they're there to heal, and we're going to take everybody couple at a time and try to understand why you guys broke up in the first place. I'm like, oh, all righty, young, let's do it. Let's get to the bottom of these couples. Okay. So Amarachi and Hugo, she takes them first. And we talk about the fact that they have only been divorced for 8 months before you decided to come on a reality show and pick a new suitor for a woman that you're not even completely over yet. I don't know what's going on here. I don't know what's going on here. Like, it just kind of feels like, why would you even do that? Like, why would you even do that? Like, it low key makes me like, we already feel like the show is fake, you know, or that we can't really trust the connections that anybody is making. You know what I'm saying? Like, you feel like the connections y'all are making are with actors. Everybody's pretending to like each other for the show, but essentially, nothing here is real. But when Iyanla shows up, things get real. Okay, so Hugo says he didn't think that Amarachi would ever file for divorce, even though he was a habitual cheater. And Amarachi is still very angry about the way their relationship worked out. She even said that he's not there for the kids the way he's supposed to be. So she's on defense automatically. So she's not able to really hear him. And what Iyanla gets them to be open about with one another is that he never perceived his cheating as being heartbreaking for Amarachi. Amarachi feels like she was obviously heartbroken and he didn't y'all fucking over me like this. Can y'all see me? Can y'all see me? Because I just blacked out for a second. Why do they do me this way? Okay, I'm gonna just hop off screen right quick to see if we can make sure that the audio is okay. As I was saying, Amarachi is still angry. She thinks he knew she was heartbroken and that he did not care. But apparently, he wasn't aware of it. They were both tearing each other down. And there was a part of this that I understood. Like when Iyanla said that you're still so angry with him that you can't hear or see what he's saying. You can't understand where he's coming from. So you're perceiving what he's doing to you as if he's harming you, when really he may not even be aware that he is harming you. I understood that, but I kind of low key felt like that was bullshit. You know what I'm saying? How do you think that cheating on somebody isn't going to break their heart? To me, it seems like a scapegoat, because a woman will not cry or show you what she perceives as emotional weakness when you hurt her. That means that the hurt never happened. That's what I'm saying. How could you not know? So I'm wondering if we're going to have deeper conversations at some point, because I feel like I'm really trying to understand how you thought your wife and the mother of your children was not heartbroken by you cheating on her one time. She said she would take you back, and then you did it again the exact same way. And he's allowed to skate out on the idea that he had no idea that cheating on her was going to hurt her. That just had me like, okay, so are we for play or are we for real? Because this does not seem for real. Iyanla, I know you better than this. Okay. I guess she said, child, they're not paying me for the full hour. They're only paying me for 30 minutes. So I'm only going to give them a little bit. Okay. Angela, thank you for the super chat. Thanks for showing up, boo. You have helped me so much when I'm down. I hope doing this gives you some joy. Thank you so much. Actually, yes. Okay. Yes. Work always helps because I like what I do. I love what I do. So moving on, Jeremy and Tina. Jeremy and Tina have really been hitting it off. But I'm going to just tell y'all, I think Jeremy is full of shit. I think Jeremy comes off as if he's evolved and learned something about himself. He's done some inner work. That's what it seems like. But something about it seems disingenuous. I could be wrong, but something makes me feel like he likes to project this, this inner growth energy. And really, there are moments where you show up exactly who you are. So when you're pretending to be, all calm and secure in yourself, even the way, we'll get to it, but the way he even explained his relationship with Melissa, I was just kind of like, yeah, you sound narcissistic, and we're just acting like that's not what it is. I'm still not over the fact that nobody held him accountable for calling that lady a bitch in front of everybody. Okay. Melissa is having a hard time with the fact that Tina is not trying to form a relationship with her. She's only trying to form a relationship with Jeremy. Melissa, if you wanted somebody to be in an open relationship with you, just say that. Because to me, it seems like Melissa is there to find her a sister wife. Otherwise, why are you expecting there to be some relationship being formed between you and Tina when Tina is still trying to form her relationship with Jeremy? Yeah, Melissa, you looking for a problem because you're really not ready to let the man go. And I low key feel like most of y'all are choosing people that y'all think the other person won't really want. And I believe that Melissa thought Jeremy would not want a dark-skinned black woman. I don't know whether it's because he's with her and she's white or because he's expressed some ignorant statements to her over the years. I don't know. But to me, it feels like you thought he wasn't really going to be into Tina because she was dark skinned. And now that all he does is spend time with Tina, you really bothered. And you can't say that you really picked her thinking that it wouldn't really click like that. But yeah, you're upset. You're upset, girl. Mm. It's just so sad, girl. It's so sad. Iyanla talks to Peter, and we know that Iyanla has been trying. Well, now listen, I'm not gonna say Iyanla because I don't feel like Iyanla really be looking for none of y'all. But I feel like the universe has been trying to bring Peter and Iyanla together for a while because Peter needs somebody to help him. He is lost. He is led astray. He has been bamboozled. And he too damn old to be, this digressed. Come on now. We need some mental, emotional, and spiritual growth, Peter. You're almost 60, nigga. Okay. Anyway, so Winthrop and Sarah have been connecting, right? So there's like outside on one of the lounges around the pool talking, booed up, kissing. Apparently, Tara and Winthrop like to sneak off to the laundry room and make out every now and again. Child, it's looking real good over there between Tara and Winthrop, and Peter is feeling it, girl. Peter is upset. Peter is upset while he's talking to Iyanla. Tara and Winthrop are outside, and he's like, "Can Winthrop and Tara move, please?" Iyanla said, "No, they don't need to move." And then she sits next to Peter and said, "Come on, let's look at it. What's wrong with it? Why does it make you feel uncomfortable?" I love the fact that she moved out of the way so he can see them clearly because she was somewhat obstructing the view, and he wants them to move. And what you need to understand is they don't need to move. You need to change how you feel about seeing them or remove yourself. He wanted them to move because he didn't want to watch her with Winthrop, obviously, even though he chose Winthrop for her. But again, picking somebody that he thought eventually she might get bored with. But honestly, I feel like I don't, Peter must have the most amazing dick ever because I think he gets the girls wrapped up in the dick. Because I think otherwise, Tara would have picked a person like Winthrop. If it would have been about personality, if it would have been about what he actually has and the knowledge, you know what I'm saying? Just the confidence, she would have picked a man like Winthrop. When I see Tara and Winthrop together, it makes so much sense. They both have that the quality of looking shiny on the outside while having an underlying grit that pops out every now and again. You know what I'm saying? So I see that they have a lot in common. And honestly, I feel like I would really hope that Tara and Winthrop had a real thing going on here that would last outside of the show. Because I feel like Tara has never found anybody that she could really connect with since Peter. And I would really love for her to do that. You know what I'm saying? I hate when women get caught up wasting their time on somebody that is not going to give them what they want, and it's tough because I know like you love them, you are physically bonded to them, you feel like you don't know if you'll ever meet somebody that gives you the energy that they give you, especially if it's like a physical thing, because that's not really easy. Like as much as people think that women just be into any old nigga with a big, like that's not true. So I think that she really felt like her connection with Peter, especially with the kids and all of that, was something that she would not be able to replace. So she was okay with dipping back and forth with him. But at some point, Tara needed to separate herself. And I don't think she ever really did. So now in this situation, I really hope it's real for her. Peter feels like this is him manning up, picking somebody for Tara because he knows he hurt Tara and he knows he can't give her what she wants. He says he chose someone opposite of him, because he's a felon and a high school dropout that just got lucky. Whereas Winthrop seems to be financially astute, intelligent, seems to have his life together in a way that Peter simply does not. He wishes he knew how to love Tara the way she deserves to be loved, but Iyanla makes him realize be you're being disgraceful to yourself. Like you're not giving yourself enough grace when you don't realize that no one has ever taught you how to love. How are you supposed to know how to love somebody when nobody's ever taught you that? And I had to think about that myself, because it's like, yeah, I might know what love looks like, but I don't know what love looks like without control or fear. I don't know what love looks like without control or fear. And so like I find myself having to figure that out in relationships with people. Lyric is like the only person that I feel like has never put me in a position to make me have to like feel either of those feelings. But recently I realized that's still very much a part of something I needed to heal inside of myself, which is realizing that I have to like unlearn the way I've learned how to love, because my example wasn't the best example. And I had the two-parent household. So just imagine if there's nobody there at all. You know what I'm saying? If Peter only had one parent. And then you got to know that Peter's relationship with his mom probably was messed up on some level, because Peter gives off the vibe of somebody that likes to sleep with a lot of women. And, kind of subconsciously, he likes to hurt women emotionally because he feels as if he's been hurt emotionally by a woman. And that usually is the mother. Okay. So yeah, Peter really needs to deal with his shit. Because he's already passed it on to all his kids. Like, I hope all of them children are having to deal with the things that you haven't healed about yourself, including the children that you have with Amina and Tara. So Ayanna brings in Tara, and she says that, him doing what he did to her, he took her knight in shining armor away. She viewed him a certain way, and when he did what he did, that took that away from her. But I'm like, but Tara, you needed to realize that he wasn't a knight in shining armor. He wasn't. He was a sheep in wolves clothing, or something like that, or a wolf in sheep's clothing, child, whichever one it is. But he wasn't who you thought he was. You put him on a pedestal. You pedestalized him, and he wasn't that. And honestly, he needed to hurt you so that you could see that he wasn't that person that you thought he was. So he asked her to forgive him for hurting her. And she says that she may forgive herself for staying with him so long, but it's going to take her a little bit longer to forgive him for what happened with her and Tara. I mean, with her and Amina. She needs time for that. But she also apologizes for the way she talked to him in a relationship, realizing that there were times when she was not perfect. And I understand that, because nobody's perfect in these relationships. And at some point we decide to be with people who we know are going to hurt us because we think that whatever they're giving us is worth the pain. But we end up just hurting ourselves all over again. So I think it's really about getting to a place where putting yourself first means protecting yourself from people that you know are going to hurt you once you've realized who they are. And that's what it is. So Tara, once you realized who Peter was, you just kept going back because the sex felt good. It was like a drug for you. But now it's about finding a relationship that can fill you on different levels, that can be somebody you are sexually attracted to, but also somebody that doesn't hurt you in order to give you the gratification of the physical connection. So yeah, they both got work to do, child. Both got work to do, but still very interesting to see that broken down. Tara was a side chick when she met Peter. I think that we should really stop doing that to people, because essentially she wasn't a side chick. Peter was for everybody. Like, I understand what you mean by that. Like, she knew he had another girl and all of that type of shit. But you got to know on some level that Peter is the person that opened himself up to all of the various relationships that he had. Regardless to what he was telling whatever woman he was with at the time, he was still opening himself up to create those bonds with other women, which means he is the one responsible for that. So the idea that we continue to I feel like devalue women by putting them in these boxes it makes it so that the men don't have to be accountable for their part in knowingly taking advantage of these women's emotions, which is what he did. You know what I'm saying? Even though we know, Tara, at some point you needed to let that nigga go. But after all of this, I couldn't possibly look at Tara and just whittle her down too. You know, she was a side chick when they got together. Because Peter has only been married to Amina, from what I understand. And I keep telling y'all that, you know, you ain't really on the side if he ain't married. Like, you just don't know he dating more than just you. Okay. Like, I'm just saying, like, I get it, I get it, I get it. But I really feel like we should leave side chick and mistress, you know what I'm saying, names for people that sleep with married people. Okay, like that's just how I feel, girl. But if he was out here single and swinging that dick everywhere, I'm not about to put no moniker on Tara as a side chick, because I feel like what it does is devalue her as a person. Like, that's what I feel like that does. Um yeah, and Peter is the common denominator. And who's to say that the woman before Tara wasn't a side chick, so to speak? What it shows is that Peter doesn't know how to leave one relationship before he starts another. That's what it shows. More so than Tara is okay with being the person on the side. Um, because I don't think that's the case at all. If that was the case, then she would have been, moved on at some point to be somebody else's side. Okay, nigga, I need a more stable side chick situation. Men be married and actively dating single women. They do. They absolutely do. Okay, so moving on from there, Nicole and Mike. Y'all, Nicole and Mike's situation is very low key weird to me, because I feel like there's some like emotion still there. Like, there's a possibility that they could possibly work it out. He doesn't know who she is, and so he keeps picking people for her that he feels are different from him because he didn't do right by her. But essentially, you need to be thinking about it like, I have to find somebody for who Nicole is right now, the person that I know and love right now, who would be good for her. And Iyanla asked, why is it that they can't date? And he says because he's hurt her too much, and too much, too many things have happened. And she says, she's happy. Nicole says she's good with where they are now, which is good, but that doesn't mean that y'all can't date if the love is still there. But something makes me feel like Nicole doesn't want to go back to that, because she knows that it's going to be locked down, and she wants to be free because she probably never experienced the freedom. Iyanla says sometimes a problem is a blessing. I think I fully understand that. After the week that I've had, I'm still a little shake on it. I'm still a little shake on it, y'all. But I had a really tough weekend, and a really, this week has just been tough for real, on so many different levels, from so many different angles. And I personally feel like my therapist kept telling me that there was something I needed to learn in it, and I absolutely needed to learn something in it. But there are things that are still hurting and still unresolved. So it makes you wonder, am I really healing from it? Or am I just healing from the soreness? You know what I'm saying? Like, it's going to get better for the moment before it gets bad again. You get scared. You know what I'm saying? But I still feel like definitely a problem became a blessing. You know what I mean? And plus, y'all know it always gives me something to give to y'all in the commentary. Okay. So Peter is by the pool, mad that he still has to be seen as the bad guy. And Amina is like, that's because you've only been the bad guy. You talk, but you don't do. We need you to do, Peter. Peter, you need to do. Okay. The only doing you seem to want to do is fucking. So Pam has two men that she's dating in the house. She has Corbin, I think it's Corwin or Corwin, right? Corwin and Will. Okay. Now Will was chosen for her, but Corwin was there to date Nicole, and they really kind of started liking each other. So she's kind of dating both of them, but she's open. Everybody's in the house. So we know that Pam is dating Will and Pam is dating Corwin. So when Pam spends time with Will, and Corwin gets jealous, it's like, dude, you weren't even really picked for her. How dare you get jealous? But it's given, I thought that you were going to feel me because I'm light complected and I'm in great shape. So when I put my mouth all in your mouth, you were supposed to respond to me in kind. And that's why I said it's about energy. It's about connection a lot of the time, because somebody can be attractive, but that doesn't mean, and they can be giving you energy like they want to you, but it doesn't mean you want to them. because the way Will was moving was a little bit better for her. She didn't know how she felt about Will at first. But as time went on, she started to like Will even more because he was moving a little bit more at her pace than Corwin was. So Pam and Will have a little date together, spend some time in a tub. And when she and Will come out, Corwin is bitching a fit because he feels like he hasn't had enough time with her before it's time for him to get sent home. And he was like complaining about it. It was weird. So Pam takes him to the side to have a conversation with him. Like, listen, I told you that I was going to be also dating Will. Will was chosen for me. So I'm definitely going to be exploring my relationship with him as well as with you, right? So Troy, I was so surprised, but this is when I realized that Troy is still having a hard time with letting Pam go. He was playing it cool this whole time, but see, when he saw two men fighting over her, so to speak, I think he then felt like, oh my God, she got two men fighting over her. What did I do? Like, oh my God, I left my relationship and these two men is fighting over my wife in front of me. Like, I'm sure he felt very uncomfortable in that situation, but the way he responded, I felt like I did not like, because y'all then blame Pam because she isn't responding to Corwin, or she's interested in both of the men, so she's dating both of them. When Troy said, come on, we got two boys at home, I said, what the fuck does that mean? You have two boys at home? There is nothing wrong with anything that Pam was doing. Pam is a single woman, and your sons need to learn that when a woman is single, it is okay for her to date and have interest in multiple men if that's what she chooses to do. That's what your sons need to see, that their father and no other man should be able to control what a woman wants to do with her romantic life, not even her fucking sons. Now, I'm not saying that she should be doing things that harm her son, like being in relationships with men who aren't good for them, but her children aren't there. And you knew before you went on that show that she was going to be dating other people. So the fact that you were trying to use the children to shame her because you can't deal with the fact that your ex is a hot commodity, you should be ashamed of yourself. I can't stand when you ninjas use children to shame women into doing things that y'all want them to do. The woman wants to move on. She wants to date. She wants to be free. She wants to do the same shit that you've been doing this whole time. Now she's not a good mother. Now we got to wonder how the kids gonna feel. Chop them kids. That's how I feel. They at their grandma's house right now, right? Them kids talking to me about what the kids gonna think. They should think that a single woman should be able to date multiple people if that's what she feel like doing. Some people don't want to always get married and have long and committed relationships with each other. Hey, I have no issue with that, but I also feel like it's not about the fact that it's not about whether you are. Let me say this right. To me, the moniker of side chick should be more so awarded to women that seek out men who are actually in marriages, because at the end of the day, until somebody is married, they are single. Like, I know y'all be in committed relationships, but legally, y'all are single. And whenever you decide to get up and leave that relationship, your single ass can pack your shit and leave without any financial or any other, legal ties to that person. So for me, I personally feel like, yeah, you could feel like somebody is trying to encroach on your shit, but ultimately, unless the situation has been locked down, they are single. And if they choose to leave you for another person, that's still not the other person's fault. Because if your relationship was what it's supposed to be for y'all to stay together, they would not be able to be taken from you. They would not be able to, be fooled with feminine wiles. But I feel like what we like to do is demonize women in these situations, and it keeps men from having to be accountable for what they do. So that's really why I said the side chick part. And I still believe what I believe. I'm not saying you can't have a long, faithful relationship without marriage. That's not what I said. What I said is, when you get ready to leave, you can get up and leave. You are single. You don't have to go and pay money to file paperwork, to unbind yourself, and all of this other shit. The truth of the matter is the situations are different. It is what it is. I'm just saying that if you want to put a negative moniker on a woman for being with a person that, is already in a relationship, then that needs to be when somebody has legally locked the shit down. Because until they are legally locked down, they are legally still single. So you understand what I mean? You know what I'm saying? Like it's not that the energy that you feel towards the person, like, you came in and took my man, he should have been faithful. Yeah, but that goes back to the man. That goes back to the man and not the woman. So my response is more so to calling a woman a side chick when essentially a man is for everybody. Ain't no fucking side chick. Okay? Like he for everybody. Ain't no side chick. You can't be on the side if there is no real main. And you can't be a real main if the nigga lying to you about what the connection is. You see what I'm saying? But if he marries you, that 100% solidifies the relationship for you and for everybody else involved. You see what I'm saying? But yeah, of course, anybody can be in a relationship and be monogamous. Anybody can be in a relationship and decide to only be with that person. But in real life, to the rest of the world, until somebody is legally bound, they are single. That's all. That's all I mean. That's why it's like, don't be trying to put, extra hard names on bitches like side chick when he was never married to the woman he was with. He left her eventually to be with Tara in the first place, which shows you it wasn't really about her being a side chick, more so of him being a hoe. See what I'm saying? That's all. It's just the way we think about these things sometimes. That's all. I just, I don't like to do that because I feel like, it really does take the ugliness off the man and put it on the woman's side chick. Y'all know how we feel about, cornbread, coleslaw, whatever. Okay, y'all know how we feel about her. Okay. But anyway, y'all, Melissa and Jeremy. So let's talk. Okay, so I told y'all that Melissa was feeling away because Jeremy and Tina have really been glued into each other. And we find out that they got married when Jeremy was in prison. So it's giving thirst box because you wanted to be with a man who was in jail because he looked so good. And so y'all got married. When he got out, you gave him the world. He didn't have to work for anything. Iyanla said, when we give a man more than he deserves, he resents us. I said, damn, Iyanla, that was a word. That was a word. You know what I'm saying? Like that was a real word right there, girl. Cause I agree with that. If you give a man everything and he doesn't have to work for it, he will absolutely resent you. So I'm here for that message, girl. She says when he got out of jail, you put him in a penthouse. For what? He ain't earned it. Melissa also feels left out of Jeremy and Tina's relationship, girl. That's just because you wanted him. You weren't expecting this outcome. You weren't expecting him to pick this one girl and just keep picking her every week and be vibing with her in the pool, chilling, like they just always together. And I really don't think you thought that was going to happen. And now you're trying to reject her, pretending as if she hasn't put forth enough effort for you in the blended family that y'all would have if she was in a relationship with him. But essentially in real life, that lady would be able to date Jeremy on her own without ever meeting you for a while before she had to be brought into you guys' situation. So it's really, we could tell you being insecure and thinking that you were over him when really you're not. You're not over him. Yeah, he picked Tina every week. Okay. Since he got her, he's been picking her. Okay. Pam and Troy have their sit down with Iyanla, and we find out that really they got married so early that, by the time we get to who they are now, they're just different people. They've been divorced for 6 years. Troy admits that this whole process has been uncomfortable for him, and I can tell. He's always been trying to take care of Pam and the family, and he feels like he failed her as a husband. And, he still has a lot to process. And that's understandable. That was why he acted the way he did. But I am going to need for somebody to hold these men a little bit more accountable. Y'all working on my nerves. Okay. So Justin and Nani, we find out they broke up because they had a big fight that just basically caused them to drift apart. And I'm like, so we're not going to talk about what the big fight was about? Just that y'all drifted apart after that? Okay, girl, I guess. But basically what we understand is that Justin likes to go around fixing everybody. He likes to fix people. And if they aren't broken, he tries to make an issue. And yeah, that's not working. So what he needs to realize is when somebody isn't presenting themselves as broken, don't throw them away because they aren't something you can fix. Recognize the fact that you do that to people, that you judge them harshly, because if they don't have an issue for you to fix, then you have to push them away. And so you start looking for shit. I personally still feel like there's something else with Justin, but he likes Shar. He and Shar kissed, but the way he kissed her, almost like a scared little boy, you know what I'm saying? Like he didn't really want to kiss her. It's something about the affection that's weird to me. And that's why I think there's something else going on there with Justin, but we're going to leave it alone, child, because we're acting like it's not happening. Okay. Winthrop, okay, decides him and Tara need a little time together. He gonna rub her down. A little jacuzzi date. It was real nice. I was feeling it. Meanwhile, Peter and Danielle are in the jacuzzi and he's ignoring her because she's entirely too mature for him. See, Peter doesn't want a woman his age. Peter wants to be with somebody that looks like she's still younger than him so he can feel better about his shifty personality, child. I don't know. Melissa and Tina talk and she feels like there's something missing. You know, she's got to know everyone else in the house but me. And Tina was like, so you feel like there's something missing because I haven't been talking to you? We didn't see much of that conversation. Peter talks to Winthrop and basically expresses that he's been fronting this whole time. He pretended as if he was cool with Tara moving on with him because he was trying to, you know, see if she kisses Winthrop in front of all of these people, then I'll be able to go through the rest of this process without tripping out. That's not true at all. He's been tripping out. And then he tells Winthrop to keep the conversation between the two of them. And I'm like, there you go again, Peter, with that bros before hoes shit. If I was Winthrop, I wouldn't keep anything from Tara for Peter's, you know, benefit. I wouldn't do that at all. And I don't know why you even asked that of him. Almost as if you're trying to create a separation between the two of them. His only connection to you is because of her. So nothing that you talk to him about should really be kept between the two of y'all because it has everything to do with Tara. I don't even like that he did that. Okay. So y'all, Bow Wow shows up. So we got to love him or leave him. Nicole leaves Corwin, of course. Pam decides to love Will. So that means she's leaving Corwin's crazy ass. Tara loves Winthrop. She doesn't want to self-sabotage because she feels like she might. Peter leaves Danielle. Justin loves Shar. Amarachi loves Gary. Melissa decides to use her block for Tina and Jeremy, talking about, you know, we have children, you know, families are involved. And Jeremy, I saw him not eat twice while we've been here. And what if they have my kids and, you know, they just forget to feed my kids? Like, you have to think about every aspect of this. And I was just kind of like, Melissa, see, this is why we don't really be liking to deal with some of you interracial couples. Because it's always like underlying racism shit. I don't know why, but I feel like what you were saying is because this lady isn't thirsty and babying the fuck out of this grown-ass man like you would do. She would starve your children. Because Jeremy, a grown-ass man that was in prison, needs another woman to tell him when it's time for him to eat. Melissa, you sound crazy as hell. And I think you know you sound crazy. But in your mind, somehow, you've made it make sense what Jeremy needs. You need to find somebody else. You need to move on. You need to stop attempting to make Tina a sister wife when really Jeremy wants to be in an open relationship, but you two are divorced. She really thought that choosing a dark-complected woman was going to make him less interested. Guess not. I thought so too, girl. You was married to the man for 9 years. I don't even know him. And I thought the same thing. I was like, child, Jeremy don't want to be with no dark-complected women. This acting. But I would also like to remind everybody, I still think that Jeremy is one of those men that knows how to hide his crazy very well. But I think it's still there. So yeah, Tina, if you being blocked and being sent home, girl, it's probably because you deserve somebody that's not going to pop off on you one day and, you know, all of a sudden become turbulent and violent and aggressive. And I feel like that's who Jeremy is. I'm sorry. I wish I felt differently, but I don't. All right, y'all. We're about to move on to Love and Hip Hop. Do me a favor, like the video. right, y'all. Hold up. I'm trying to find a picture of the reunion so I can get these looks. We got to get these looks together, girl. The um the host was Claudia Jordan, which I thought was really good. I feel like that was a good choice. Claudia was a good choice, girl. I didn't know who they were gonna pick since Nina Parker told y'all to kiss her ass. Okay. Hold up, girl. Let me see. Let me see if I can find the situation, and that way I can pull it up really quickly. Okay, here goes Mr. Premiere. Let's see. Let's go to an alternate link because we don't need anything popping up on the computer, girl. All right. Make sure y'all like the video. Oh, wow. So glad I didn't share my screen. Oh, wow. I hate when they pop out with weird porn. It's like, please don't do that. Child, how many times I'm going to have to click it?
It's reunion time down south. Well, good morning to you. I'm definitely
Okay.
going off this bomb ass pussy.
Okay.
I'm gonna need your help out here.
Okay, what?
Okay.
You just make sure you have my back.
I'm on the other side of it. And tonight, your Atlanta favorites are in the building.
Okay, hold up, y'all. I'm sorry.
Nothing.
Because every time I try to click on it, it keeps putting cartoon porn up there. So let's see if we can find it on YouTube where it won't be it won't be as much cartoon porn going on, girl. I don't know what's going on. Okay. All right, let's take a look at some of these looks. Okay. Let's see. I want to get a good shot. Okay. And we're ready, girl. Let's do it. All right. Let me get that off the screen for a second. All right, we ready? It's always pouring on these. Like, girl, it's so much. Stop. Okay, so let's take a look. Ugh. Ooh, girl. I just don't know what's the theme. I don't know if there is a theme. I don't know where anybody is going. Jock looks like he's going to a pool party in Miami. Kendra looks like she's going out on the town at night. Not in Miami because those are long sleeves. So maybe like New York before it gets really cold, or in Atlanta. Like it's giving Atlanta wintertime. I'm going out tonight with my girls. We got a section. That's what I'm wearing. Red bottoms. Sierra is dressed like, girl, I'm just gonna go to Walmart right quick. I'll be right. No, you know what? I'm going to Target. I'm making a Target run. That's why I got my diamonds on. Like, cause she dressed regular as fuck. Like, this looked like a regular day for Sierra. I'm like, girl, really? Erica, this looks like a club appearance outfit. Really? A club appearance outfit? Shekinah, Spice. Shekinah, beautiful. Shekinah makeup, hair, the dress, skin. She kind of looks amazing to me. I don't normally feel that way. She kind of looks amazing. I think that Spice's dress looks good, but I don't like that the thing around her neck. Hold on, let's go back. Yeah, okay. Yeah, I don't know. Like I feel like that thing around her neck cuts her neck off. I think the gold is a beautiful color on her. I don't like the hair because the hair is just lackluster. It should have been bigger hair. Honestly, I feel like Spice should only be wearing textured hair. Like there are some black women that I feel like y'all always want to wear straight hair, and really you need big textured curly hair. You know what I'm saying? Like something to add balance to your features. But no, I don't like the way Spice looks uncomfortable in this outfit, but I still think her makeup looks pretty. It's a good wig, but it's a good wig for a regular day, not for a reunion show. So yeah, I don't like that thing around her neck. It's a no for me. Let's see, Meta. Can I get a mid shot of Meta? Oh, Meta got them girls out. Okay, Meta got them girls out. Meta got them girls out. Hold up, girl. Kendra, this what you wore to the reunion show, bitch? Oh my God. Like, I just kind of feel like the reunion seemed like a club, either a club appearance or the Source Awards. I don't know. Hold up, let's go back. I'm trying to get like a mid shot of, yeah, there we go. Meta, Meta, you look pretty, girl. You do look pretty. I ain't gonna lie. You do look pretty. I think your hair and your makeup is pretty, but I feel like that dress don't fit you. I feel like that dress does not fit, girl. At least it don't fit your bosom. Okay? It don't. A lot of this is giving 1990s prime on some real shit. Like, a lot of this is giving 1990s prime. Stop right there. Bambi. I don't like Bambi's hair. I don't like Bambi's outfit. Like, it's cute for what it was, but it wasn't all that. Like, I just, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's not giving what needs to be gave to me. I think she shimmers better than this. Okay, because the hair looked like nobody did it. You know what I'm saying? They just put the wig on. Nobody curled it. Nobody bumped it. Nothing. Okay, and then the outfit is just kind of like, a see-through sparkly onesie. That's it. All right, girl. It's giving club appearance too. Um, is that Carly on the end right there in the sparkly jumpsuit? Carly? Oh, Carly. Oh, Carly. Oh, Carly. I mean, it's a good wig, Carly. I think the makeup artist did the best they could do. I think the makeup artist did the best they could do with what they were given. But Carly, it's giving grandma. It's really giving grandma that don't want to let go. You know what I'm saying? Like, I already know when she stand up, she gonna be walking funny. You know what I'm saying? Like, I already know. It's just yikes. I'm gonna just go ahead and say that I did like Carly's outfit. I feel like Carly and Kendra look like they were going to the same place. I think Sierra and Bambi and Erica were going to the same place, probably out to eat into the club, maybe. And I feel like Meta and Spice and Shekinah were all going to the place, girl. They were going to an award ceremony, bitch. Okay. Carly told us she was going to leave her face alone, but I don't know if it's true. Safari was at the cookout. So was Jock. Jock was just at a more flamboyant cookout. Okay. Anyway, let's go ahead and get into what all took place at the reunion show. It's really giving y'all could scrap it. Like, I still love loving hip hop because I love the people on the show. Like, I really just have grown to like them. But it feels so disjointed since the pandemic. The show just feels really disjointed. And I feel like this season was better than previous seasons. It was better than I expected it for it to be, but I still feel like something is not clicking. So everyone was in the studio this season. They was really trying to show y'all that there's some hip hop in Love and Hip Hop, girl. Spice should have gotten the Grammy. Instead, they gave it to that Caucasian man that don't nobody know. Carly was greatly inspired by Spice to get back into the music industry and not forget about her true dreams of being a dance hall artist herself. Rashida and her auntie Wig is thinking about doing music again. And I love the way, what's your boy name? What's your boy named Kirk? Kirk really tried to act like, he's now supporting. He's now supporting Rashida's career. When this whole time it has felt as if he wanted Rashida's career to be over. Is it just me? I feel like it's always kind of felt like he wanted Rashida's career to be over. He's the one that told her that she was too old to still be rapping and shit. I feel like that was him. And so now with his dark colored hair sitting up there talking about, oh, well, I feel like, she should put the music out there just to see, her fans want it. Shut up, Kirk. You wasn't trying to work on the music seasons ago. You was trying to make her shut up and go stay at the house so you can cheat in peace. Remember? Now you want her to get back in the studio, girl? I guess. Child, she absolutely had a Decatur 27-piece song. Girl, let me go to Instagram so I can pull up Rashida because, girl, It was absolutely given. I am an auntie, and I'm fine with it. It's given. I'm an auntie, and I'm just good with it, girl. I am good with it, girl. Okay. Put them on to make them want to marry me because it just went platinum. Yeah, girl, after a decade. Okay, so Rashida, I don't like this wig at all. Like, I feel like I get it, but no. You look good though, girl, because you always look good. Because Rashida is base level gorgeous. Face, body, she takes good care of herself. She looks amazing, but the wig is a no. The wig is a no, Rashida, girl. Oh Lord. Ugh. Oh, Rashida, your breasts look amazing. Kirk, that hair color is a no. Get out of my facial. Y'all look rich, but y'all also look like, y'all like a tax lien away from not being rich. Like, that's what it's giving. Not to say y'all got no issues, but it's the look that is given. You know what I'm saying? The look is given. We may be okay in 10 years. We may not. Okay, that's what it's given. But you know what? Y'all did what y'all needed to do. Y'all knew the assignment. She was cute. But let's go ahead and press on, girl. Shekinah is messy. Everybody knows Shekinah is messy. So if you don't want your information spread to all of love and hip hop, don't tell Shekinah because she got friends in every city. Kendra expected Shekinah to say something to her about the meta situation. Kendra, don't expect shit from nobody. The only person you should expect something from is Jock, and he ain't gonna tell you the truth unless there's a baby involved or a bitch come up to you and tell you, and she got evidence, photographic evidence. And even then, he may still try to say that shit was photoshopped. It was photoshopped. That wasn't me. Okay. Erica says, well, what about me and you, Shekinah? What about me and you? Shekinah was like, bitch, I had your back. Had me out here beefing with people I don't even know on your behalf. Okay. And she also reminded her that she's known Safari longer than she's known Erica, and she chose her side as a woman. Okay. Erica feels like she gave the opponent leverage. Okay, Erica, see, this is what you need to change about your mindset. Kimbella and whoever else Safari is dipping into is not your opponent. Girl, do you still want him or something? Because I'm trying to understand, once you divorce a man, why any woman he's dating is seen as your opponent, which means y'all are battling for something. What are you battling with Kimbella over? Safari? Who you said you don't want? Who you divorced? Who you was jumping up and down so happy that you didn't have to stay married to him no more? Who really went down to the courthouse and cried so he wouldn't have to give you the child support you needed to take care of the 2 children he didn't made you have by him? She didn't mean Meta. She meant Kimbella. But even if she did mean, because Meta ain't do nothing with Safari until after the fact. And that didn't have shit to do with Shekinah. She was talking about when Shekinah had her event and he showed up there with the Kimbella girl. That wasn't about Meta. Outside of that, still doesn't change the fact that you worried about the wrong shit, Erica. You really are. You worried about the wrong shit. And to me, anybody that Safari is dealing with is the wrong shit for you to be worrying about at this point. I know it hurt. Girl, Aretha Franklin, it hurt like hell. I know it do. But you're going to have to cry in your shower and move on like Maya. Focus on your children and your business and do what's best for you and let the nigga go. Cause he ain't trying to do right by you. He doesn't want to be responsible to you in a relationship. He doesn't want to have to come home to you every night and be a parent to those children. He wants to be a Batman. He wants to be out there in the street swinging his pelvis in the air until his hip break. And that might be soon with his old ass. Okay. Anyway, y'all. Safari says nobody knows Shekinah business, but she and everybody else business. I feel like Safari is bitter and miserable, and you can tell. Erica and Spice know who Shekinah is with, but they not telling. Mama D is backstage watching, with a train. I said not a train, Mama D. Child, Mama D looked a mess. She look good, but she look a mess at the same time. It's like a whole bunch of glitter bodysuits and trains and shit thrown together. And you look good, girl, but you be doing a lot. Mama D tells everybody was Scrappy, is always telling his business to her, saying that he was going to divorce Bambi. And Rashida says it's going to take maturity. And I just kind of feel like, Rashida, the fact that Kirk is now tired of cheating on you, I don't know why y'all feel like that mean y'all have figured something out about y'all relationship, because staying with a motherfucker is not always a hard thing. Like, everybody feels like you should get patted on the back just because your marriage, it has, y'all have stayed together 20 something years. Girl, what? You mean beyond the cheating and the baby and the questioning the paternity of y'all child and dogging you out and disrespecting you publicly all of these years up until recently, when it seems as if his ass has gotten too old to want to play these young man cheating games? Now he's realized it's cheaper to keep her. Staying is easy. Thank you. Staying in a messed up relationship is easy. Staying anywhere you're comfortable is easy. So it annoys me sometimes when Rashida and Kirk won't pop out the box like they didn't figure some shit out. When really, Rashida, you've just stayed with somebody that has hurt you over and over again. And he's just got so tired of dealing with the shit and realized how old he is. And that he may not have many more chances to get this shit right. So now he wants to do right by you. It's the same thing to where you old black women that then, ran y'all puss through the streets in y'all 20s and 30s, and then you get into your 50s and 60s, and all of a sudden you want to be judging the young women for what they do and how they are. It's the same thing. Now you want to get closer to God because the end is near, but you done rose hell and did everything else in your time, and now all of a sudden you want to act as if you don't know what that's about. It's absolutely giving having a piece of man is better than having no man at all. So I'm going to just take what I got and work with it. You know what I'm saying? Girl, no, I don't. I really don't. Anyway, Scrappy says he respects what his mom did for him as it pertains to putting her prostitute and drug money into his career, but he's not going to let her destroy his family, and he's not going to continue to let her disrespect him. And this is what I keep trying to get y'all to understand. Stop believing that everything that hurts your feelings is disrespect. Sometimes it hurts your feelings because it is it's a truth that you don't want to be honest about because it hurts you. If you didn't do right by your kids, if you at times failed your children, it will probably feel so hard for you to wrap your mind around once you realize what you've done. But the truth of the matter is, once you've done that, you owe them accountability. But what you think is because you're a parent, you're a slave owner, you're a god, you're above reproach, and nobody should be able to question you or come to you about your behavior. I think that's a toxic thing in our community, that there is no accountability for the way that parents talk to and treat their children. You feel like it's okay for you to talk to Scrappy any kind of way, for you to get involved in Scrappy's relationships. You feel like all of that shit is okay. That's not disrespect. Talking to Bambi any kind of way, that's not disrespect. But as soon as he tells you he don't want to fucking deal with you no more and get your crazy ass off his phone, now all of a sudden he talked to you like you was a bitch in the street. Well, you've been talking to him like he was one of your hoes, trying to dictate what woman he was in a relationship with based on whether you can control that woman or not. Mama D, you have done so much to damage Scrappy and your daughter. We just don't see her shit as much. But you've done so much to damage Scrappy. The inability to keep it a buck about what you've done and can stay keeping it a buck, because what y'all like to do is take accountability one day, and then after that you feel like you don't have to keep it a buck any longer. Like I told you the truth about it that one time, so if I don't want to keep drudging it up from now on, you have to just accept that. When no, you have done years of fucking damage. You don't get to give one apology and think that's gonna fix years and years and years of traumatic experiences and telling children to hold their feelings in because it's disrespectful to you, even though you can hurt them. Y'all, I've been thinking about this a lot lately, and it's crazy to me. And it's something I hear Erica talk about all the time, Erica De Niro, but it's something that has really been like on my mind. And that is reconciling that somebody can abuse you and then tell you that they love you. That's a hard thing to reconcile. That the person that you look to take care of you is also a person you have to fear. It puts you in a fucked up space. And the thing about it is, I think Scrappy has always known who Mama D was, but it doesn't get really bad until you realize how fucked up it really was. But you have to get to a certain age to see it, I think. I think I always knew my household was in some ways abusive, but it's not until in my fucking 30s looking back that I realized things were done that I would never allow. I might still have issues that I have to work on so I don't turn out like that. But ultimately, I've already recognized the things as a child, as a teenager, I had decided I will never be in a relationship with somebody that does me like that. Never. And I did, a little bit. But when I got older, I was like, I'm not doing this with nobody. All of that control and shit that I had when I was a child, as an adult, I said, fuck all that. Ain't nobody controlling me like that, which is why y'all see me as this free spirit and all of that. And I say what I feel because there was so much of my life when I could not. Which is why I feel, like when people, oh, you got to do this, don't do this, don't do that to me. I get triggered. Get off me, bitch. Let me be myself. If you don't like it, get the fuck away from me. Okay? Like, that's how I end up feeling because I'm so used to people controlling me or being, abusive towards me in order for me to be how they want me to be. And then I adopt the mindset, you know what I'm saying? That if you're not loving me the way I want to be loved, you're not loving me. And I think that's another thing that Scrappy needs to think about as it pertains to Bambi. Talking about Bambi's hard. Bambi isn't hard, but you're expecting Bambi to reparent you the way you wanted Mama D to parent you from the beginning. And that's not Bambi's responsibility. It's not, Scrappy. That's the problem, I think. I think he loves Bambi. Bambi loves him. But I think he looks to Bambi to reparent him and to give him the love he didn't get from Mama D. And she could never give you that. She cannot reparent you. The only thing you can do is love yourself the way you deserve to be loved as a child and love your children the way you deserve to be loved as a child. And I think that's the thing that really has been hitting Scrappy, because I think Scrappy loves his kids. I think Scrappy be so unhappy in that marriage sometimes because marriages are very hard, and just the mindset of being locked into something can sometimes send you, But I think that he stays in that marriage because of the children. A lot of the times he feels like I want my kids to have what I didn't have. So understanding that he's willing to stay in a relationship that he really don't want to be in sometimes, all because he loves his children. Now it makes him look at Mama D like, how could you not love me the way I love my kids? And that right there will make you angry. Even if your mom is somebody you love, you go to talk to, it makes you angry with them sometimes. So you don't know how to handle the relationship, and you can see it on Scrappy's face that he's constantly thinking about those things. And I just want Scrappy to get a therapist that he can go see multiple times a week so he can work it out. But I do feel like he loves those kids. And now he realizes like, damn, I love my kids. Never put them in no house like that. I would never put them in those situations like that, like my mama put me in. That's honestly, I feel like that's where a lot of his anger is coming from. And I feel like he's also realizing how she may have sabotaged his relationship with Erica. Now that he's older and he realizes probably the times where he let his mom give him bad advice about Erica, you know what I'm saying? Or how to handle her, because he was going to her thinking that she was supposed to help him, but really she don't know how to help you because she don't know how to handle her own shit. She can't even keep it a buck about her own shit. And we know Scrappy loved Erica, but he didn't know how to be with her. And she didn't know how to be with him either. But Bambi isn't much different from Erica. There are similar types of women, if you ask me. And I believe that he realizes that a lot of the reasons why he has a hard time in his relationships with the women that he loves is because of Mama D. Not just because of the way she raised him and not giving him balance and all of that, but also now because she can't control his relationship, trying to infiltrate and cause discourse in that relationship that's already hard for him. He wants to be able to go to her and say, Bambi pissing me off about this, da da da. But really, you need to get a therapist. You need to get a therapist that you can talk to instead of your mom, because you need somebody that is going to hold a mirror up to you in an accurate way. And your mom is always going to come from the space of defending you, which means she's not going to be giving you advice clearly. You need to be able to see yourself so you can know the part you play in the breakdown of y'all's relationship. Because Scrappy, throughout this season, we've seen you and Bambi go back and forth many times. And even though it is apparent that y'all love each other and y'all like spending time with one another, y'all have a lot in common, all of that shit. But what is even more apparent is you don't know how to communicate your feelings. Like literally, you're a rapper. And when you argue, I have no idea what you are saying. And I feel like Bambi doesn't know what you're saying either. And it's because you're thinking things and you're only saying some of it. So you think your point is getting across, but really, not across, but really, you're not communicating it in a way for Bambi to receive it. And you get frustrated because she's not understanding you. She's not responding to you the way you want her to. But it's because you don't know how to communicate, because nobody taught you how to communicate. Mama D didn't teach you how to communicate. Mama D's been talking to you crazy for years. She knows she talks to her kids like a pimp. So, of course, you don't know how to have a conversation with your wife that doesn't leave her feeling emotionally and verbally abused by the end of it, especially if you stressed out about something. You don't know how to handle your emotions until you scream, wild out. Then you leave, you calm down, you realize you did too much, and then you call in, you apologize, and she forgives you, and y'all do the cycle all over again. Instead of you learning that in the moments when you do feel like that, you need to have a different reaction. In the moments when you want to blow up on Bambi and leave and say fuck it and all of that and go run to Mama D to badmouth her and all of that, you need to go sit in another room in your fucking house, get online with your therapist and bring it the fuck down, and then go have a conversation with your wife from the understanding that she's a person with feelings too. And when you say certain things to her, she's going to respond in a certain way. Instead of feeling like she's supposed to be this forgiving well of understanding constantly without any clarification for herself. DeQuasia, thank you for the super chat. I didn't like how everyone was weaponizing their relatability to Scrappy situation and basically pressuring him to reconcile with her because they need her for the show. Thank you. And that's a good point, because I feel like it's okay that Scrappy doesn't want to really be around his mama like that. Thank you so much, California Cutie, for becoming a member. I thought you already were. Thank you. Funky said, yeah, I know there was no reason for her to be running the trap house and messing up her kids. From what I understand, I don't know if Mama D was a registered nurse. I think she went to school and got her degree for it, but I don't know if she actually was able to pass that exam to become a registered nurse, first of all. Second of all, what everybody forgets is that in the interim, you got to make money to take care of kids. So if you being a nurse in the moment is not happening fast enough and some dude is offering you quick money so that your kids can eat, what are you going to do? How many women do y'all know started off as nurses thinking that they was going to be able to do something, get some money, realize it's not something that they wanted to do, and then they go and get into some other shit? So I think essentially she may have been making an effort to do something different, but the environment is the environment. And sometimes we just are a product of said environment, you know? And I felt bad for Bambi because Bambi feels responsible. And I'm like, Bambi, you should in no way feel responsible for Scrappy and Mama D's relationship not being good. It wasn't good before you got there. It's never really been good. So I don't think that she, should ever feel bad about that. And I think that she should continue to put the boundaries in place that protect her and her children from Mama D and the foolishness, because she needs to stay in a good space for her and those kids. And if Scrappy is not going to protect her and them from that foolishness, then she does, which means if she don't want to be bothered with Mama D, if she don't want to pack all her children up to bring them over to Mama D's house with her toxic shit, then Bambi shouldn't have to. And Scrappy should not have to forgive his mother until he's ready, because I'm sure there are a lot of things that he goes through, and I think he should forgive her before himself, because he's going to have to realize eventually she probably never had what she needed to give him better anyway. Nurse school, expensive as fuck. Yeah. So then we get into Rennie Rucci and her mom passing away. and how, that happened just as their relationship was healing. And I felt so bad for her for that. But I'm glad they had moments where she knew her mother loved her, and and likewise. Sierra's mom dealing with her alcoholism. Okay. She said she was grateful to have her mom, and that, everybody was basically saying Mama D can be gone. So you don't want to hold on to things. And I understand that. And y'all, that's true. I feel like, there is something to be said for the fact that you don't have a lot of time with these people at some point. But I also feel like if you need to protect yourself by keeping a distance, then so be it. I know people like to think you can't resolve things after somebody is dead, but I think you can. I think you can, because a lot of times you don't need them to be participating in order for you to let it go. You don't. You just need to understand that everybody isn't perfect. A lot of people do the best they can. A lot of people make fucked up decisions based on their own comfort level, based on what they've been taught. But if you can pretty much know that your mama loves you and she did the best she could, then forgive her and put your boundaries up and heal yourself from the damage that she caused. That's really all you can do. So they bring Mama D out, and it's been 4 months since Scrappy and Mama D have seen each other. They hug, and Mama D says that she had him at 21, and she couldn't stop certain things from happening, and she feels like she failed him, and she is upset that she hurt her son. He says, "You have to see me from that little boy." He says he effed up. He says he's fucked up, you know what I'm saying? And she needs to see him clearly. Mama D wants her daughter-in-law to mend the relationship. Scrappy says, before you did your social media rant, they were trying to fix the relationship. Mama D says that she didn't do anything. Once again, not fully being accountable for the part you play in the breakdown of y'all's relationship. He's never going to be able to fully deal with where she's at with it, because she doesn't like to be honest. And that makes it hard, because it feels like people aren't being honest out of spite, versus the fact that they really just can't deal with how much damage they've caused. But they played a video where she was talking about fuck Bambi and the hole she came out of, just saying terrible things that no grandmother should be saying about the mother of her grandchildren. Mama D says that she said things about Scrappy, talking about Bambi. And it's like, but Mama D, that's Bambi's husband. That's Bambi's husband. But this goes back to Scrappy. Scrappy, you cannot keep calling your mother to complain about your issues with Bambi. How many times do people have to tell you to stop fucking doing that? No, you cannot go to your parents with all of your marital woes and think that they will not eventually get defensive on your behalf. That is what always happens. That's why people tell you keep other people, especially your family, out of your marriage. It's not all so they can protect abuse, because that's a lot of it, but also because when people are in your business, they don't allow for you to move past things. They don't. So if you know that Mama D is looking for a reason to find fault with your wife because she doesn't like the fact that she can't control your wife, then you need not give her ammunition. And you keep giving her ammunition. So Scrappy, that's your fault. When are you going to take accountability for that? You know what I'm saying? So right now, Mama D has blocked Scrappy. So in order for them to, get back to talking, she got to unblock him. Mendices and Yandy, she feels that she was owed a thank you for the part she played in raising Lil Mendices when Mendices was in jail. She held it down when he was in prison with his baby mama, and she should have been thanked by everybody. And Mendices was like, don't I thank you every night? Yeah, I don't care about Yandy and Mendices, but Yandy, nobody owes you anything. Nobody owes you anything. I'm going to tell you why. You decided to be with a man that was going to be in prison, and you knew what that meant, and you decided to do that. And I think you did it because you like to look like the good guy. You like to look like a martyr. You're sacrificing yourself for someone. So somebody owes you something. Nobody owes you anything. Samantha doesn't owe you anything. Samantha was capable of taking care of her own child, from what I understand. And not only was she capable of taking care of her own child, she also had her own village, her own mother to help her. So nobody needed you, Yandy. But you wanted to be there because you wanted to make space in Lil Mendici's life as his stepmother, because that meant that you were more solidified in Big Mendici's life. You were trying to be of more valuable to Mendici. That's why you did what you did. Not because you wanted to be a good stepmother. Because if you really wanted to be a good stepmother, you wouldn't have been trying to low-key overpower or replace Samantha the way you did. You were trying to prove you were a better parent, that you were more stable. You were trying to prove in some way that you were a better situation than his actual mother was. So honestly, I feel like you don't deserve shit. Whatever Mendici decides to gift you with, great. But you aren't owed anything from Samantha. The fuck? But if Mendici is giving you dick every night to make you feel happy about the situation, girl, please take that dick and shut up. Kendra and Jock. Jock denies feeling Carly up at his bachelor party. We don't believe it. All of the women hot potato blame when it when it really so instead of placing the blame on Jock, Kendra and Meta are arguing with each other. Child. Meta says Kendra knows that she existed. Kendra said, yeah, I know you existed. But ain't nobody know that you was still fucking with him. Like, that's cap. Meta says, be mad at him. Kendra says, if he wanted to be with you, he could. Meta says, if I had chosen to be with him before, you wouldn't be with him now. Jock gets up and walks away as if he has no part in this. Kendra is still yelling back and forth with Meta as if she wants to fight her. And he screams at Kendra for her to come because they should be acting better than this on national television. I said, Jock, let me tell you something in your little fucking shorts. What you don't get to do is play with these women's emotions, lie, cheat, and manipulate. And then when the women are fighting each other stupidly over you, you don't get to act as if you're above it all. And that's what you did. Oh, now you want to walk away and take the higher ground? What about when you was making love to Meta? What about when you was getting the other chick pregnant? And we know that's not the only times that you cheated on her. You probably fucked somebody the day before you married her because she couldn't get in contact with you. And Kendra, you know who you married. So the fact that you were even on stage arguing with Meta about Jock is ridiculous to me. Ridiculous to me. The law degree and intelligence don't mean a fucking thing when you on stage arguing with another woman about a man that married you and you know he's a whore. You know he's a cheater. Everybody looks stupid. Jock is the only person that should be upset. Meta, you were willing to take an L for Jock, trying to hide y'all's relationship to protect him. That was your automatic response. Why? He's not your man. Why is your automatic response to protect him? Fuck him. I get it. Keep the lie alive, but he threw you under the bus. And every time you say he loved me and I love him, he has nothing to say. Nothing to say. Kendra, you want to talk about everybody trying too hard to play detective? You and Jock want to blame the public for trying to create a timeline when at the end of the day, it was the messy ass Love and Hip Hop Atlanta people that wanted to know what the timeline was. Please do not do the view in public like it was us. We did not know Meta. We did not dig her up. You came to the show with her. And you had brought her on the show in the past. Party planning and such during the pandemic. Footage we didn't get to see, but footage that they took. I absolutely think that whatever Meta said about her relationship with Jock is true. Whatever she said about the relationship is true. So Kendra arguing is just sad, sad, sad. Meta pulled out her phone at the end to show the text messages between she and Jock in 2019, even though Jock had already said that it happened, but it didn't mess up his situation with Kendra. So what Kendra and Jock are trying to make everybody believe is when he was with Meta, it was during that break as well. But the truth of the matter is Jock is a whore and he's going to sleep with who he wants to sleep with. And Kendra knows that. So getting upset, getting your blood pressure high, I don't know, girl. Seem like, you might stroke out soon. I don't want that for you. But I also feel like it's not self-love to be in a relationship with a man who you know is going to cheat and you're going to be upset about it. If y'all was in an open relationship or something, I wouldn't even have nothing to say, girl. But it's not open. It's he gets to do whatever he wants to do, and you have to deal with the ramifications of it. Baby, thirsty bitches wanting to be seen on reality TV shows, you just gonna have to deal with it because you know who you married. And that is sad. That's sad. But we can't fight for you. We can't fight for you, Kendra, girl. You got to fight for yourself. But that was all they talked about on this part of the reunion show. There's going to be another reunion show. And you know what? As far as letting him cheat in peace, I'm going to say this. Jock, just like she knows that you cheat, you know she going to raise hell. So if she won't raise hell, fine. Just do it in the comfort of y'all home. Don't bring us into it no more. We don't want to hear about it. Don't bring us in it no more. Make sure y'all like the video. Okay. I'm done, girl. I'm done. I got to go in and prepare the show for the Ooh Ladies First panel tonight. Okay. So y'all make sure y'all come back. We'll see y'all tonight. Thank you, Karen, for the super chat. Kendra just didn't want to lose. That's all. I don't feel bad for Kendra, honestly. Jock and Carly are one and the same. That's why he keeps flirting with her, because that's his vibration. And it is. Don't be licking me. My little boo. Anyway, y'all, thank you for the super chat. I appreciate everybody for all the super chats. Take us out the group chat, please. Okay. But I love you guys. Thank y'all for all of the well wishes. Y'all know I'm still trying to get hold of my emotions, child, but I'll be okay. We'll be okay. But yeah, y'all like the video and make sure y'all come back tonight for the Ooh Ladies First panel here. All right, y'all. Bye.